Tom Fitton, the president of Judicial Watch, talks to One American News about the recent news that Judicial Watch has sued the FJW in regards to evidence having to do with Marie Yovanovitch. One America's John Hines sat down with Fitton.
Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton tells One America News that Judicial Watch has sued the U.S. State Department seeking documentary proof of the existence of a so-called do-not-prosecute list given by former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine Marie Yovanovitch to the Prosecutor General, who was investigating Ukrainian corruption.
So supposedly on this do-not-prosecute list was individuals associated with AntAC and the group generally, a Soros-funded group. Frankly, it's a joint operation funded by the Soros foundations and U.S. tax dollars, believe it or not. And so AntAC is one of these anti-Trump players, it looks like, in Ukraine. And the allegation is they were being protected by the deep state Obama gang, namely Ambassador Yovanovitch.
Reportedly being protected from an investigation for alleged corruption, namely a misplaced $4.4 million in U.S. funds designated to fight corruption inside the former Soviet republic. Now, of course, in her testimony before the House of Representatives, and I was actually in the room and I heard her say this, that never happened. So can you...
Well, she said she didn't give a list, but I looked at the testimony too, and there wasn't, to me, follow-up to say, well, what did you talk about? Was there a direction given to the Ukrainian prosecutors not to prosecute this group and other groups aligned with the left in Ukraine? And as I said, that have been subsequently linked to this anti-Trump activity.
And so Judicial Watch is seeking records of communication between the State Department and Ukraine regarding any actual or proposed investigation or prosecution of AntAC, the International Renaissance Foundation, the Soros Open Society Foundation's office in Ukraine, and or Transparency International.
Of course, this fits in with the Biden-Ukraine scandal as well, because just like is being alleged with the Soros group, the implication is that Biden and others were pushing Ukraine to protect Burisma from investigation. So it wasn't just Burisma being protected, it was Burisma and Soros
being protected, according to reports from OAN's own Chanel Rion, who interviewed the Ukrainian prosecutor, who confirmed not so much a do-not-prosecute list as much as a do-not-prosecute understanding.
The prosecutor hasn't recanted it, he's clarified it, and he's made it clear on more than one occasion to the New York Times, and I understand most recently to One America News, that yes, he was told by the Obama ambassador not to go after this Soros group. And certainly if that happened, it makes it much more plausible that he was also told to stay away, or that one of his colleagues was also told to stay away from Biden.
John Hines, One America News, Washington.